The new Honor 7S is aimed right at value-conscious buyers, and Honor is hoping to tempt them with style, features and functionality. The timing of this launch means that the Honor 7S will go right up against the shiny new Xiaomi Redmi 6A. Does it stack up? Let's find out. There really isn't much that sets the Honor 7S apart in terms of looks. Our unit came in a deep shade of blue that almost looked purple and was at least somewhat attractive. The design is clean and simple with zero fuss. There's an 18:9 screen on the front with relatively little blank space around it. If not for the bright silver Honor logo on the front, this would be a very minimalist phone. There's a tray on the right with individual slots for 2 nano SIMs as well as a micro SD card, and we're always happy to see that on a low-cost phone. The 3.5mm audio socket is on the top, and you'll find only a micro USB port on the bottom. There's no speaker grill because the earpiece doubles up as this phone's only speaker. There's also no fingerprint sensor. Honor hasn't stated whether it has used reinforced glass. This might disappoint some buyers, but an adhesive film and a plastic case are bundled with this phone. The body isn't slippery, and while the front face does pick up a lot of fingerprints, the rear stayed clean during our review period. The MediaTek MT6739 is an interesting processor because it was launched in India last year specifically for low-cost phones. We first saw it used earlier this year in the iVoomi i2 Lite, which costs just a little less. The Honor 7S has 2GB of RAM and 16GB of storage, and there are no variants. We began to get warnings about running out of space after loading this phone with only our standard test files. The 5.45-inch screen has a resolution of 720 by 1440, which is crisp enough for most people. The corners are not rounded and there's no notch, so nothing is clipped. Honor has gone with a 3020 mAh battery, a 13-megapixel rear camera, and a 5-megapixel front camera. This phone supports 4G but only on one SIM at a time. Our review unit was running Android 8.1 with Huawei's custom EMUI skin. It arrived with the July 2018 security patch, and we received an update to the August patch while we were using it. Not all apps run natively at 18:9. Honor for some reason decided it would be a good idea to always show a full screen display message in the blank space, directing you to the settings to force an app to fill the screen. We found this invasive and distracting, especially when gaming. There might be some apps that cannot scale gracefully, and they should be allowed to run letterboxed in peace. The Honor 7S does have face recognition, but the setup process warns that this phone can be unlocked by people or even objects that look like you. In our initial face recognition tests, the Honor 7S failed to enroll our faces despite more than 20 attempts. It did begin to work later, but added 2 or 3 seconds of lag each time we tried unlocking the phone. As soon as we started using this phone, we encountered odd momentary freezes and lags. Simple things like swiping between home screens and scrolling through a list of apps in the Play Store were not as fluid as they should be. With apps downloading in the background, this phone became severely unresponsive, though that seemed to take care of itself after the first few days. It still took much longer than we would have liked to load apps. Switching between apps also wasn't very smooth. On the plus side, the Honor 7S has a pretty good screen. We found it good for watching videos on thanks to its vibrant color reproduction. It was also bright enough to be usable outdoors without trouble. The speaker is just about okay for watching videos and playing games, but don't expect music to sound great. Speaking of games, you'll want to stick to simple 2D puzzles. We struggled to play Amazing Katamari Damacy, a relatively simple 3D endless runner, and Dead Trigger 2 was so unresponsive that we kept dying before we could react to zombie attacks. At least this phone put up a somewhat decent showing in our battery life tests. Our HD video loop ran for only 7 hours 43 minutes, but we were able to get through a full day of use with just over 40% left. That might be due to us not really playing games, but we did stream video for about an hour and spend a fair amount of time trying out various apps and reading articles online. A 30-minute charge brought us up from 0 to 24%. Honor's camera app takes a little getting used to. You switch modes by swiping right to bring up a panel of options and then tap to choose one. Swiping left brings up the preferences page. There's no automatic HDR, and this is a separate camera mode that you have to choose. On the other hand, there's no manual mode, but there are white balance and ISO settings in the menu. We saw grain and artificial looking textures even in close-up shots. Autofocus locking was quick, but on rare occasions photos came out unfocused or there were overexposed patches. Photos all looked fine on the phone's own screen, but you can't really do much with them beyond that. Most of our nighttime shots were blurry and noisy, and anything at even a slight distance was lost. we needed to focus manually by tapping the screen. Even under direct lighting such as a street lamp, objects right in front of us came out looking indistinct. You can record video at up to 1080p, but clips are saved in the ancient 3GP format. The default resolution is 720p and videos were surprisingly decent as long as we stood completely still and there was sufficient light. Beautification works when shooting stills or videos, and the results are extremely artificial. A perfect selfie mode is oddly buried in the settings page. It tries to map your face in 3D, but you have to awkwardly take shots of your face from the side and from above. You can adjust eye size, face thickness, and of course whitening, but again the results are rather comedic. Honor has tried to deliver a low-cost phone with attractive features, and while it does look quite good, we found actual usage to be frustrating on multiple levels. Buyers are likely to be turned off by the lack of a fingerprint sensor and the weak specifications before they even get their hands on this phone. Camera quality was particularly disappointing. Xiaomi's recently launched Redmi 6A has a lower starting price and newer processor, but otherwise roughly similar specifications. There are a few other models that cost a little more but deliver far better value, such as the Redmi 6. We haven't reviewed Xiaomi's latest phones yet, but we'd advise buyers to wait and see. Thanks for watching, and for more reviews and videos like this, do visit us at gadgets360.com.